Last week, Bernie Sanders announced that he's running for president in 2020, and it's a lot different this time around because he joins a much bigger, much more diverse field of candidates. So what does he have to do to win? Lots of people say that Bernie is a victim of his own success. Let's slow that down a bit. I mean, there's no question that if Bernie Sanders had not run for president in 2016, that Medicare for all, free college, a Green New Deal, rejecting corporate donations, heavily increasing taxes on millionaires and billionaires, none of these policies would likely be at the center of the Democratic Party today. It's great that others are hopping on board the train of things like Medicare for all and free college, and it means they know which way the wind is blowing in the Democratic Party. But Bernie does have some authenticity in his claim that he fought for these things not because they were popular, but because they were necessary and actually solved systemic problems in our democracy and economy. So what does Bernie have to do to win the 2020 Democratic primary? I think he has to figure out how to hold on to his core activist base, which are millennials. He overwhelmingly won millennials, Black, Latino, Asian, white, in 2016. And he won a majority of millennial women. He needs to hold on to those voters because those are his core organizers, volunteers, and his small dollar donors. He also needs to continue earning the support of older voters of color where he struggled in 2016. He made some mistakes early on in his campaign. His campaign leadership was overly white and male. He didn't necessarily come out with policies that explicitly addressed the concerns of African Americans and Latino voters. But there's immense signs of progress. I mean, he hired the first Muslim American presidential campaign manager in the history of American presidential campaigns. He has hired the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico, to be his co-chair of his campaign. Despite his struggles with older voters of color in 2016, he's routinely polling as one of the most popular politicians in America across demographics. What else can he work on? Communicating his personal story. In such a diverse field with lots of other progressive candidates and candidates who aren't old white guys like himself, he needs a better story. Democratic voters rightfully feel threatened by Trump and the policies he represents, and they want to hear candidates talk about their own personal commitments to fighting back against that kind of hatred and greed. Bernie has a personal story to tell about why he feels called to be a leader in this moment, about the parallels between authoritarian fascism that killed his relatives in Europe and the threat of right-wing nationalism today. If he told that story, voters who haven't always connected with his relentless indictment of inequality might just connect with the story of a child of immigrants who saw the wounds of bigotry and poverty and committed his own life to the long struggle of building an America that welcomes immigrants, opposes tyrants like Trump, and offers economic security to all, not just the few.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.